Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. When she walked into my coffee shop that Tuesday morning, I thought she was lost. The place I run isn't fancy. It's called Jake's Corner Brew, tucked between a laundromat and a used bookstore in Austin, Texas. The kind of spot where regulars know each other's orders, and the Wi-Fi password hasn't changed in 3 years. We get students, freelancers, the occasional tourist who wandered too far from downtown. We don't get women who look like they stepped out of a business magazine. But there she was, mid-20s maybe, wearing this perfectly pressed blazer that probably cost more than my monthly lease, holding her phone like it might explode. Her dark hair was pulled back tight, and she had this look on her face. Not lost exactly. More like she was calculating something important. I was behind the counter wiping down the espresso machine when she walked up. My hands were still damp, and I probably had coffee grounds on my shirt because that's just my life now. She looked right at me and said, "I need your help." I figured she wanted directions, or maybe her car broke down outside. "Sure, what do you need?" "I need you to be my boyfriend this weekend." I laughed. Not like a small chuckle, a full laugh that made the couple at table 3 look over. I thought it was a joke, maybe one of those prank videos kids are always filming nowadays. But she didn't laugh. She just stood there, completely serious, those brown eyes locked on mine. "I'm sorry, what?" "I need a date," she said, lowering her voice slightly. "For a family thing, this weekend. It's complicated, and I know this sounds insane. But I'm willing to pay you." That's when I noticed her hands were shaking just a little. Not from cold, from nerves. "Look, I don't know what kind of place you think this is," I started. "It's not like that," she cut in quickly. "It's just, I need someone normal, someone real, someone who won't make it weird." She paused, then added, "I'll pay you $5,000. My brain sort of stuttered. $5,000. That was 2 months' rent. That was the new refrigerator unit I'd been putting off. That was finally fixing the AC in my apartment that only worked when it felt like it. "Why me?" I asked, genuinely confused. She glanced around the shop, at the mismatched furniture, and the chalkboard menu with my terrible handwriting. "Because you look like someone who doesn't pretend to be something he's not." I should have said no right then. Should have told her to find someone else, maybe suggested one of those apps people use now. But there was something in her voice that made me pause. Not desperation exactly, more like exhaustion, the kind that comes from carrying something heavy for too long. "What's your name?" I asked. "Sky." She said it like she'd practiced saying it casually, but it still came out careful. "I'm Jake." I wiped my hand on my apron before offering it. Her handshake was firm, professional, the kind that said she shook a lot of hands. "So?" she pressed. "Will you do it?" "I don't even know you." That's kind of the point. A customer walked in then, old Mr. Peterson, who came in every Tuesday for a black coffee and a blueberry muffin. I held up one finger to Sky and went to help him, my mind racing the whole time. When I came back, she was still standing there, phone in hand, waiting. "What kind of family thing?" I asked. "My sister's wedding. Small ceremony. Dinner after. Everyone's bringing dates." She said it matter of fact, but something in her expression tightened. "My family asks a lot of questions. It's easier if I just show up with someone." "Easier than what?" She hesitated. "Easier than explaining why I'm alone again." There it was. Not the whole truth, but enough of it to make sense. I'd been there myself, at family dinners, where aunts asked gentle questions that felt like judgments, at holidays, where everyone had someone except you. After my ex-girlfriend Claire left 2 years ago, my mom spent every phone call asking if I was dating anyone. Like being alone was something that needed fixing. This weekend, I asked. Saturday. Just the afternoon and evening. I'll pick you up, drop you off. You don't have to do anything except stand next to me and look comfortable. That's it? That's it. I thought about Marcus, my business partner who'd been bugging me about investing in a second espresso machine, about the leak in my bathroom that I kept putting towels under, about the fact that I hadn't taken a weekend off in 8 months. 5,000? I confirmed. Cash. Half now, half after. This was insane. I knew it was insane. You don't just agree to be a stranger's fake boyfriend for money. That's how horror movies start. But when I looked at her, I didn't see danger. I saw someone who was tired of fighting whatever battle she was fighting alone. And I guess part of me understood that. Okay, I heard myself say. Her shoulders dropped slightly, tension releasing. Really? Yeah. But I'm gonna need details. Where, when, what I'm supposed to wear, what your family's like. We can go over everything, she said quickly, pulling out her phone. Can I get your number? We exchanged information, and she ordered a latte she barely touched. We sat at the corner table while she explained everything. Her sister Madison was getting married at some vineyard outside the city. Small wedding, maybe 50 people. Ceremony at 3, reception until 8. They're not bad people, Skye said, stirring her coffee absently. They worry. And they show worry by asking questions. Lots of questions. About what? About why I'm single. About my job. And about whether I'm eating enough or sleeping enough or happy enough. She set down her spoon. I run a marketing firm. I'm good at what I do. But every family gathering turns into this thing where I have to defend my life choices. So you want me to be the guy who proves you're fine, I said. I want you to be the guy who makes them stop asking. She met my eyes. Look, I know this is weird, but I'm so tired of defending myself. Just for one day, I want to show up and have it be easy. And after, when they ask about me later? We broke up. It didn't work out. Geography, timing, whatever. They'll stop asking eventually. She left 20 minutes later. As she walked out, I noticed Marcus standing by the pastry case, arms crossed, grinning. Did that really just happen? He asked. I think so. You said yes to being a fake boyfriend? For $5,000. He whistled low. Man, you're either brave or stupid. Probably both. That night, lying in bed, I stared at the ceiling and wondered what I'd gotten myself into. My phone buzzed. A text from Skye. Thank you for doing this. I know it's strange. I promise it'll be painless. I typed back. No problem. Just tell me what I need to know. Just be yourself. That's enough. Wednesday, she texted asking if we could meet for lunch to go over details. We met at a deli on 5th Street. She looked different, less polished. Her hair was down. She wore jeans and a sweater, and she had reading glasses perched on her nose. Thanks for coming, she said as I slid into the booth. I ordered you a Reuben. Did that okay? How'd you know I like Reubens? You look like a Reuben guy. I laughed. What does that even mean? Classic. Straightforward. No nonsense. She pulled out a small notebook. So, backstory. We met at your coffee shop 3 months ago. I came in one morning. You recommended a drink. We got talking. We've been seeing each other casually since then. Sounds simple enough? There's something else I should tell you. She took off her glasses and rubbed her eyes. My ex is going to be there. At your sister's wedding? He's friends with the groom. They went to college together. Her voice got quieter. We broke up a year ago. It was bad. He cheated, I found out. We had this massive blow-up at work. I left the company, started my own firm. My whole family watched me fall apart. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm better off. She put her glasses back on. But he's going to be there with his new girlfriend, the one he cheated with, and my family's going to be watching me, waiting to see if I break down. And you want to show them you've moved on. I want to show them I'm happy, that I don't need their pity." She looked at me. "I just want one day where I'm not the sad single sister." I understood that feeling better than she knew. We went over more details. Her parents' names, Greg and Linda. Her sister Madison was marrying a guy named Ryan. Her Aunt Carol would comment on my shoes. Her cousin Brad would try to talk sports. "Just be yourself," Sky said as we stood outside after. You don't have to impress anyone." The next few days passed in a blur. I worked the shop, made coffee, tried not to think too much about Saturday. But my mind kept drifting. The way Sky stirred her coffee 3 times before drinking it. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was nervous. Friday night I couldn't sleep. Around midnight my phone buzzed. "You awake?" It was Sky. "Yeah, can't sleep." "Me neither." "Nervous?" "Terrified." "Me too." "We don't have to do this," I typed. "If you want to back out, I get it. I don't want to back out. I just want it to be over. It'll be fine." "Thank you, Jake. I know this is weird, but I'm glad it's you." I stared at that message for a long time. I'm glad it's me too. Saturday morning came too fast. I stood in my bathroom staring at my reflection, wondering what the hell I was doing. I'd shaved carefully, put on cologne, and changed shirts 4 times before settling on a light blue button-down. My phone buzzed at 11:30. Outside. Sky's car was parked at the curb. When I got in, I barely recognized her. She wore a soft yellow dress that made my throat tight. Her hair was down in loose waves. "You look beautiful," I said before I could stop myself. She blushed slightly. "You clean up pretty good yourself." "I feel like I'm going to prom. I feel like I'm going to my execution." She gripped the steering wheel. "Okay, let's do this." We drove out of the city in mostly silence. About 40 minutes later, we pulled up to the vineyard. Rows of grapevines stretched into the distance, a big stone building with ivy climbing the walls, white chairs set up facing an arch covered in flowers. Sky parked, but didn't move. I can't do this," she whispered. "Yes, you can. What if everyone's staring? What if they know I'm faking it?" I reached over and took her hand. It was cold. "Hey," I said gently. "Look at me." She turned, eyes shiny with unshed tears. "You're not faking anything. You're just showing up. And I'm right here with you the whole time, okay?" She nodded. "Okay. And if it gets too much, squeeze my hand twice. We'll leave." "You'd really do that?" "Yeah, of course." We got out and walked toward the vineyard together. People were already gathered, clusters of well-dressed guests. The moment we appeared, I felt eyes turn, assessing, wondering, whispering. "Sky!" A woman in a lavender dress rushed over. Madison, the bride. "Hey, Mads," Sky said, her voice brighter now. Madison hugged her, then turned to me with a knowing smile. You must be Jake." "That's me. Congratulations." "Thank you." She leaned closer, lowering her voice. "Thank you for doing this. You have no idea how much it means." An older woman appeared, elegant, wearing navy and pearls. Sky's mom. "Mom, this is Jake. Jake, this is my mom, Linda. It's lovely to meet you, Jake." Linda's smile was warm, but her eyes were sharp, taking in every detail. "You too, Mrs. Garrett. Please, call me Linda." She looked at Sky. "You look beautiful, sweetheart. How long have you two been seeing each other?" "About 3 months," Sky said smoothly. "I wanted to make sure it was real before I said anything." Linda's expression softened. "Well, I'm glad you're here. Both of you should find your seats." As we walked away, Sky exhaled shakily. One down. We found our seats and Sky kept her hand in mine, and I could feel her pulse racing. "He's here," she whispered suddenly. "Where?" "3 rows ahead, left side. Dark suit." I looked without being obvious. Trevor was exactly what I'd expected. Tall, handsome, confident smile. He was talking to a blonde woman who laughed at something he said. "That's her," Sky said quietly. "Melissa. You okay?" "Yeah." But her hand tightened in mine. "Yeah, I'm fine." The ceremony started, and I tried to focus on the bride and groom. Halfway through, I leaned in and whispered, "You're doing amazing." She glanced at me, surprised, then smiled slightly. "Liar." "I'm serious. You look calm as hell." I'm dying inside. "Well, you're hiding it perfectly." After the ceremony, everyone moved to the reception area. Big open space under string lights with round tables and a bar in the corner. And this was the dangerous part. The mingling. "Jake!" a man's voice boomed. I turned to see an older guy with gray hair and Sky's eyes. Her dad. "Dad, this is Jake. Jake, my dad, Greg." Greg's handshake was firm, testing. "Jake, good to meet you. What do you do?" "I own a coffee shop in Austin. Corner Brew, near the university." "A business owner. Good." He nodded. "What got you into coffee?" I could have made something up, made myself sound more impressive. But I remembered what Sky said. Just be yourself. Honestly, I needed a job after college, and a friend was hiring. Turned out I was good at it. When he wanted to sell, I bought him out. It's not glamorous, but it's mine. Greg studied me, then smiled genuinely. That's honest. I respect that. As he walked away, Sky looked at me with wonder. You didn't try to impress him." "Should I have?" "Most guys would have." "I'm not most guys." "No," she said softly. "You're really not." The cocktail hour passed in a blur. Aunt Carol commented on my shoes but seemed to approve. Cousin Brad talked about the Longhorns. Through it all, I stayed close to Sky, one hand on her back or holding hers. And I noticed something. She was relaxing. Her shoulders dropped. Her smile became more natural. And then Trevor appeared. He walked over during dinner, Melissa trailing behind, that confident smile in place. "Sky," he said warmly, "you look great." "Trevor." Her voice was cool. "This is Jake. Jake. This is Trevor and Melissa." "Hey, man." Trevor's handshake was too firm. "How do you two know each other?" "We met at my coffee shop," I said easily. "You coffee shop?" He said it like I'd said lemonade stand. "Yeah, I own Corner Brew in Austin." "Oh, that's cool. Small business." The condescension dripped. "I'm in finance. Mergers and acquisitions mostly." "That sounds interesting." "It is. Very fast-paced. Big deals." He looked at Sky. "How's your little marketing thing going?" "My firm is doing great, actually," Sky said, steel underneath. "We just landed 3 major accounts." "That's great. Really great." He didn't sound like he meant it. "Well, good to meet you, Jake." As they walked away, Sky trembled. I put my hand on her leg under the table. "You okay?" I want to scream. "Don't. He's not worth it. He's such an asshole." "Yeah, but you held it together." She looked at me. "How are you so calm?" "Practice. And I deal with difficult customers every day." That surprised a laugh out of her. "Did you just compare my ex to a difficult customer?" "If the shoe fits." She laughed again, genuinely, loud enough that people looked over. "Thank you," she whispered. "For what?" "For making this bearable." After dinner, The dancing started. A slow song came on, and I stood up, offered my hand. "Come on, one dance." She hesitated, then took my hand. I pulled her close, one hand on her waist, and we swayed together. "This okay?" I asked quietly. "Yeah, this is nice." We moved together, and I could feel her heartbeat. She smelled like something floral, and her hair brushed my chin. "Jake," she said after a minute. "Yeah? Why did you really say yes? To this?" I thought about lying, keeping it simple. But standing there with her in my arms, I couldn't. "Because you look like someone who needed help, and I know what that feels like." She pulled back to look at me. "What do you mean?" After my ex left, I spent months pretending I was fine, smiling when people asked, acting like it didn't hurt. But it did, and I wished someone had just stood next to me, not to fix it, just to be there. Her eyes searched mine. "Jake, so when you walked in and asked for help, I got it. I understood what you weren't saying. What wasn't I saying? That you're tired of being strong alone." She blinked, and a tear escaped. I caught it with my thumb. "No, sorry," she whispered. "Don't be. Crying doesn't mean you're falling apart. It just means you're human." She laughed shakily and rested her head against my chest. We kept swaying, and around us other couples danced, but I barely noticed. All I could focus on was her, and the way this fake arrangement had started to feel real. When the song ended, we stayed on the dance floor for 2 more, and when we finally went back to our table, something had shifted between us. The night wound down. People started leaving. Madison hugged Sky and whispered something that made Sky smile. The parents said goodnight. "It was wonderful to meet you, Jake," Linda said. "I hope we see more of you." Greg shook my hand. "Take care of my daughter." "I will, sir." We walked to Sky's car in comfortable silence. She drove slowly on the way back. "Well, that went better than I expected," she said finally. "Yeah? Yeah. You were perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better fake boyfriend." The word fake landed heavy. Glad I could help. We drove in silence, and I stared out the window. The wedding was over. She'd proved whatever she needed to prove. This was done, but I didn't want it to be done. When we pulled up to my apartment, she parked but left the engine running. "So," she said. "So, thank you. You were amazing today." "You were pretty amazing yourself." She smiled sadly. "I should pay you the rest." "Right. I'd forgotten about the money. You don't have to do it now." "I want to." She pulled out an envelope. $2,500, as agreed. I took it, and it felt heavy. "Sky?" "Yeah?" I wanted to say something. Wanted to tell her that today had meant more to me than money, and that I'd started to care about her. But the words stuck. "Nothing. Just take care of yourself." "You too." I got out and walked toward my building. At my door, I looked back. Her car was still there. She was watching me, and even from that distance I could see something on her face. Regret. Then she drove away. Sunday. I woke up feeling like something was missing. The envelope sat on my counter. $2,500. I should have felt satisfied. Instead, I just felt empty. I made coffee, burned my toast, sat at my table staring at nothing. My phone was right there. I picked it up 3 times and set it down 3 times. Marcus called around noon. "How'd it go?" "Fine." "Fine? That's all I get?" "It went well. Her family was nice. Everything was nice." "You sound miserable." "I'm not miserable." "You're absolutely miserable." "But you like her." "It doesn't matter. It was a job. It's done. So call her. And say what? The truth. That you had a good time. That you'd like to see her again." "She paid me, Marcus. You don't call someone after they pay you. You know what's weird? Not calling when you clearly want to. I hung up on him. Monday. I opened the shop at 6. The routine was supposed to help, but it didn't. Every time the door chimed, I looked up expecting her. Around 10, my phone buzzed. "Hey, just wanted to say thanks again for Saturday. You really saved me." My heart kicked. I stared at the message before typing back. "No problem. Glad it went well. My mom won't stop talking about you. She thinks you're great. She seemed nice. She wants me to invite you to family dinner next week." I didn't know what to say. Was she asking me to come? "You don't have to." She sent. "I know that wasn't part of the deal. Do you want me to come?" I typed, then deleted it. "That sounds nice," I sent instead. "Yeah. Anyway, hope the shop is busy. Thanks again. Conversation over." I set my phone down feeling worse than before. Tuesday was worse. Wednesday afternoon, Marcus cornered me. "Okay, enough. What's going on?" I told him everything. The wedding, the dancing, the way it felt real, even though it wasn't. "So you caught feelings," he said. "Maybe, but it doesn't matter because she paid me. Why not just talk to her? Actually talk to her. What am I supposed to say? That you had a good time, that you'd like to see her again, that you think there might be something real here. And if she says no, then at least you'll know." That night, I sat with my phone, writing and deleting messages for an hour. Finally, around 11, I sent something simple. "Hey, I know this might be weird, but would you want to get coffee sometime? Not for a family thing. Just coffee. With me." I hit send before I could overthink it. Then I waited. An hour passed. Then 2. My phone buzzed at 1 a.m. I'd really like that. I read it 5 times. "Yeah? Yeah. When? Tomorrow? My shop after closing? Around 6? Perfect. See you then." Thursday moved at a glacial pace. I dropped coffee beans, burned cookies, spilled milk. "You're a disaster," Marcus said. "But I'm proud of you." At 5:30, I kicked out the last customers and cleaned up. Sky showed up at exactly 6, jeans and a green sweater, hair in a ponytail. She looked nervous. "Hey," she said. "Hey, come in." I locked the door and gestured to a table. What do you want?" "What do you recommend?" "The honey lavender latte. It's my favorite." "Then I'll have that." I made our drinks and sat across from her. There was a moment of awkward silence. "Tuh," she said. "Tuh. This is weird, right?" "Little bit." She laughed and the tension broke. "I wasn't sure if I should come. I thought maybe you were just being nice." "I wasn't being nice. I mean, I was, but that's not why I asked." I wrapped my hands around my mug. "I wanted to see you again." "Why?" "Because Saturday felt real to me. I know it wasn't supposed to, but somewhere between the wedding and the dancing and meeting your family, I forgot we were pretending." She was quiet, watching me. "And when you drove away," I continued, "I felt like I'd lost something. Which is stupid because you can't lose something you never had. But that's how it felt." "It's not stupid," she said softly. Because I felt the same way. My heart kicked hard. "You did?" "I spent all Sunday replaying the whole day. The way you handled my family. The way you stood up to Trevor without making it a thing. The way you danced with me like you actually wanted to be there." She set down her cup. "I've been on a lot of dates, Jake. Real ones. And none of them felt as real as Saturday." "Then why didn't you say something?" "Because I paid you. How do you tell someone you might have feelings for them when it started as a transaction?" I reached across the table and took her hand. The money stopped mattering about 2 hours into Saturday. She laced her fingers through mine. "What changed?" "I saw the real you. Not the polished version. Just you. And I liked what I saw. I'm a mess, Jake. I'm still getting over a bad breakup. I work too much. I don't know how to not be in control. Okay. Yeah, I'm still interested. She smiled, completely unguarded. Just like that? Just like that. We talked for hours. She told me about starting her company, about Trevor's betrayal making her question everything. I told her about Claire, about coming home to an empty apartment and a note, about learning to be okay alone. Are you? She asked. Okay alone? Yeah, but I'm also okay with not being alone anymore. What about you? Are you ready for this? She thought about it. I don't know, but I want to try. That counts for everything. I walked her to her car. When we reached it, she turned to face me. So what now? Now we try this for real. No pretending. Just us. What if we're terrible at it? Then we'll be terrible together. She laughed and stepped closer. At the wedding, when we were dancing, I wanted to kiss you, but I didn't because it felt like crossing a line. My mouth went dry. And now? Now I'm wondering if that line is still there. It's not. Not for me. She looked up at me and rose on her toes and kissed me. Soft at first. Tentative. Then certain. Real. When we pulled apart, she was smiling. So that just happened. Yeah. Was it weird? No. Thought it was perfect. She kissed me again, then pulled back. I should go. Early meeting tomorrow. Can we do this again? How about dinner? Tomorrow night. A real date. I'd love that. I opened her door and she got in. Before I closed it, she grabbed my hand. Jake? Yeah? Thank you for taking a chance on me. Thank you for walking into my coffee shop. She drove away, and I stood there grinning. My phone buzzed. Marcus. So? Me. We're going on a real date tomorrow. Marcus. Finally. Friday. Was useless at work. Saturday we had our first real date. Dinner at a small Italian place, then walking through downtown holding hands. It was easy. Natural. This feels different from the wedding, she said. Good different? Better different. She squeezed my hand. Because it's real. No performance. Just us. We ended up at a park overlooking the city. Found a bench and sat close. I haven't done this in a long time, she said. What? Been on a date and actually enjoyed it. Usually I'm thinking about work or worrying. But right now, I'm just here, with you. What are we doing, Jake? I think we're dating. Is that what this is? Unless you want to call it something else. No. Dating works. She was quiet. I should tell you something. I'm not good at this. At relationships. I work too much and forget to text back. So we'll both try not to make mistakes. And when we do, we'll figure it out. Just like that? Just like that. She kissed me and the city lights blurred around us. I drove her home and at her door she said, "My family's having that dinner. Would you want to come? For real this time. That as my actual boyfriend." The word boyfriend hung between us. Are you asking me to be your boyfriend? Maybe. Is it too soon? Probably. But I don't care. Yes. Yes to dinner or yes to being my boyfriend? Both. She grinned and kissed me. Fair warning. They're going to ask a million questions. I can handle it. Sunday, we went to her parents' house. Her mom opened the door, beaming. Linda put me to work, helping with salad while telling embarrassing stories about Sky as a kid. Dinner was chaotic in the best way. Everyone talked over each other. Greg asked about the business. Madison teased us about the tension at her wedding. And through it all, Sky's hand found mine under the table. After dinner, we went to the back porch. "How are you holding up?" she asked. "Good. Your family's great." "I'm really happy," she said, sounding surprised. "Is it too fast? We barely know each other." "We know enough, and we'll learn the rest." "You make everything sound so simple." "It doesn't have to be complicated. We like each other. We want to be together. That's a good start." Madison appeared. "Oh, good. They're making out. $20 says they're engaged by Christmas." "Madison!" Sky blushed. "What? When you know, you know." We stayed another hour. When we left, Sky said, "That went well?" It did. "So we're doing this. Exclusively?" "Do you want to be exclusive?" "Yeah, I really do." "Then we're exclusive." She took my hand and we drove toward the city lights. And somewhere between her parents' house and downtown, I realized this wasn't just about coffee shop meetings or fake dates. This was about finding someone who made you want to show up. Really show up. And somehow we'd found that in each other. 3 weeks passed, and somehow we fell into a rhythm that felt like we'd been doing it for years. Sky started coming to the shop most mornings before work. She'd sit at the corner table with her laptop, and I'd bring her the honey lavender latte without her having to ask. Sometimes we'd talk. Sometimes we'd just exist in the same space, and both felt equally good. "You know, people are starting to notice," Marcus said one morning after she left. "Notice what? That you smile different now. That you check your phone more. That you actually remembered to restock the milk this week. I always restock the milk. You forgot 3 times last month." He grinned. "It's good, man. You're happy. It's about time." I was happy. In a way I hadn't been in years. The kind of happy that didn't announce itself loudly but settled in quiet and steady, like coming home after a long day. But there were complications too. Sky worked insane hours. Some nights she'd text me at 11 saying she was still at the office. Other times she'd cancel plans last minute because a client emergency came up. I tried not to let it bother me. Tried to remember what she'd said about not being good at relationships. One Thursday night we were supposed to have dinner. I'd made a reservation at this place she'd been wanting to try. I closed the shop early. Went home and changed. And waited. At 6:30 she texted, "I'm so sorry. Client meeting ran late, and now there's a crisis with the campaign launch. I have to stay and fix it. Can we reschedule?" I stared at the message. This was the 3rd time in 2 weeks. "Yeah, no problem. Hope it goes okay. You're the best. I'll make it up to you, I promise." I sat on my couch in my nice shirt and tie. Reservation confirmation on my phone, and tried not to feel disappointed. She'd warned me this would happen. She'd been honest about her work consuming her life. But knowing something intellectually and feeling it emotionally are 2 different things. Around 9, my phone rang. Sky. "Hey," I answered. "I'm the worst girlfriend ever, aren't I?" Her voice was tired. "You're not the worst. I canceled again. I know I did." She sighed heavily. "The campaign completely fell apart. The graphics were wrong, the copy had errors, the whole thing was a disaster. I've been putting out fires for 3 hours. It's okay, Sky. Really. It's not okay. You got dressed up. You made a reservation. And I bailed. Work happens. I get it. Do you, though?" She sounded frustrated with herself more than anything. "Because I don't know if I get it. I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know how to say no when something goes wrong. You're building a company. That takes time and energy. But so does a relationship. And I'm not giving you enough of either." I was quiet for a moment. "What do you want me to say?" "I don't know, that you're frustrated, that this bothers you. Something real." You want real? Okay. Yeah, it bothers me. Not because I don't understand work emergencies, but because I feel like I'm always the flexible one. Like my time doesn't matter as much because I just run a coffee shop. Jake, I never said that. You don't have to say it. But when you cancel 3 times in 2 weeks, oh, that's what it feels like. She was quiet. You're right. I'm sorry. I've been taking you for granted. I don't want an apology. I want to see you, actually see you, not just quick coffee in the morning before you disappear into work mode. Can I come over? Now? It's 9:30. I don't care. I want to see you. 30 minutes later, she was at my door. She still wore her work clothes, but looked exhausted. Her hair was falling out of its ponytail, and she had that look people get when they've been staring at screens too long. Hi, she said. Hi. She stepped inside and just stood there for a second, like she didn't know what to do next. Then she walked straight to me and wrapped her arms around my waist, pressing her face against my chest. I'm sorry, she mumbled into my shirt. I held her, feeling the tension in her shoulders. It's okay. It's not. I'm doing exactly what I said I'd do. Working too much. Forgetting about everything else. You're not forgetting. You're just stretched thin. She pulled back to look at me. How are you so understanding? Because I've been there. After Claire left, I threw myself into the shop. Worked 16-hour days. Convinced myself that staying busy meant I was okay. Marcus had to literally drag me out sometimes. What changed? I realized I was hiding, using work as an excuse not to deal with how I felt. I brushed a loose strand of hair from her face. Is that what you're doing? She thought about it, really thought. Maybe. The firm is mine. If it fails, that's on me. Every mistake, every lost client, every bad campaign, it all comes back to me. And if I'm not there fixing things, controlling things, then what am I? You're Sky. The person who walked into my shop and asked a stranger for help. The person who dances terribly but doesn't care. The person who puts 3 sugars in her coffee, even though she pretends she doesn't. She smiled slightly. You notice the sugar thing? I notice everything about you. She kissed me then, soft and tired and grateful. When she pulled back, she said, I don't want to lose this. Us. You won't? But I'm going to mess up again. And I'm going to get pulled into work and forget to text back and probably cancel more plans. Okay, but here's the thing. I need you to try. Actually try. Not be perfect. Just try. And when you do mess up, talk to me about it. Don't just apologize and move on. I can do that. She nodded. I will do that. And I'll try to be more patient, to understand that your work matters to you. But you have to understand that my time matters too. It does. God, Jake, it absolutely does. We stood there in my small apartment, and something shifted. Not fixed completely, but acknowledged. The messy parts of trying to fit 2 lives together. Have you eaten? I asked. No, I've had coffee and stress. That's not a meal. It sustained me this far. I pulled out my phone. I'm ordering Chinese food. You're going to sit on my couch. Take off those work clothes, put on something comfortable, and we're going to eat and watch something mindless. I have work I should finish. Sky. She looked at me and I raised an eyebrow. She sighed. Okay, you're right. Work can wait. Do I have anything here you can wear? She went to my dresser, pulled out an old college t-shirt and sweatpants, disappeared into the bathroom, and came back looking like a completely different person. Younger, softer, more herself. Better? I asked. So much better. The food arrived, and we sat on my couch with containers spread across the coffee table. I put on some cooking competition show, and we ate in comfortable silence. About halfway through, Sky set down her food and curled into my side. "Thank you," she said quietly. "For what?" "For calling me out, but for not letting me get away with being a workaholic. For making me stop. That's what I'm here for. Is it weird that this is the most relaxed I've felt in weeks? Not weird at all." She fell asleep on my couch around 11. I didn't have the heart to wake her. I grabbed a blanket, draped it over her, and watched her sleep for a minute. Her face was peaceful in a way I'd never seen before. No tension in her jaw, no furrow in her brow, just Sky, finally resting. I went to my room but left the door open in case she needed anything. Around 2 in the morning, I felt someone slip into bed next to me. "Sorry," she whispered. "Your couch is uncomfortable." "It's fine. Go back to sleep." She curled against me, and within minutes, her breathing evened out. I lay there in the dark, feeling her warmth, and realized something. Mama, this wasn't just about attraction or chemistry or having someone to bring to family events. This was about choosing each other even when it was inconvenient. Even when work got crazy and plans got canceled and things weren't perfect. The next morning I woke to find Sky already awake, propped on one elbow, watching me. "That's creepy," I mumbled. "You snore a little. It's cute." "I do not snore." "You absolutely do." She smiled. "I have to go soon. Early meeting." "Of course you do." "But I was thinking, what if we established some rules? For us?" I rubbed my eyes and sat up. "What kind of rules?" "Like 1 night a week that's non-negotiable. No work, no cancellations. Just us." "I like that. And I'll text you every day, even if it's just to say I'm swamped." "So, you're not wondering?" "That would help. And you have to tell me when I'm being ridiculous, like last night. Don't just accept my apologies and move on." "Deal." She kissed me quick and got up. "I need to go home and change, but I'll see you at the shop later. I'll have your coffee ready." After she left, I lay in bed for a while longer. The apartment felt emptier without her, but in a good way. The kind of empty that meant someone had been there and would be back again. Marcus noticed immediately when I got to the shop. "You look different." "How?" "I don't know. Settled. What happened?" I told him about the canceled dinner, the conversation, Sky falling asleep on my couch. "So you guys had your first real fight," he said. "It wasn't a fight." "It was a fight, a healthy one, a healthy. The kind where you both said what you needed and figured out how to fix it." He clapped me on the shoulder. "That's good, man. That's real relationship stuff." "When did you become a relationship expert?" "I've been married 8 years. I know things." Sky came in around 10 like she promised, but instead of just grabbing her coffee and leaving, she sat down. "Don't you have a meeting?" I asked. "I do, in an hour, but I wanted to sit here with you for a bit first." "Yeah, part of trying, remember?" So we sat together at the corner table. She worked on her laptop, I prepped for the lunch rush, and every few minutes one of us would look up and catch the other looking and smile. It was ordinary, simple, but it mattered. The weeks that followed weren't perfect. Sky still worked too much sometimes, and I still got frustrated when plans changed, but we kept talking about it, kept adjusting, kept trying. She started blocking off Thursday nights as ours. No exceptions. Sometimes we'd go out, sometimes we'd stay in, and cook together. Once we didn't even leave my apartment, just spent the whole evening talking and watching movies and existing in the same space. "I like this," she said one Thursday, curled up next to me on the couch. "Having something to look forward to every week?" Me too. I never understood why people made relationships such a priority. I always thought work came first. building something, proving yourself, all of that. And now? Now I think I was just scared. If you don't let people in, they can't hurt you, but they also can't make you happy. I kissed the top of her head. Are you happy? Yeah, really happy. She tilted her head to look at me. Are you? Very. One Saturday, about 2 months into us being official, Skye showed up at the shop with Madison. We're kidnapping you, Madison announced. What? You're closing early. We're all going out. Madison looked at Marcus. You too, if you want. Where are we going? I asked. It's a surprise, Skye said, grinning. Just trust us. Marcus and I exchanged looks. Should we be worried? Probably, Madison said cheerfully. We closed up and piled into Skye's car. Madison drove us out of the city, took back roads I didn't recognize, and eventually pulled up to what looked like someone's house. Where are we? Marcus asked. My cousin's place, Madison said. She's having a party, family thing mostly, but she said I could bring people. You're taking us to a family party? I looked at Skye. Not just family, friends too. It'll be fun, I promise. The house was already full of people when we walked in. Music played from somewhere. Kids ran around the backyard. The smell of grilling meat drifted through open windows. Madison's cousin Claire greeted us at the door. Not my ex Claire. Different spelling, different person entirely. She was warm and welcoming, and immediately handed us beers. So you're the famous Jake, she said. I don't know about famous. Are you kidding? You're all Skye talks about. Skye blushed. That's not true. It absolutely is. Jake this, Jake that, Jake's so understanding. Jake makes the best coffee. Claire grinned. Oh, it's actually really cute. Okay, we're going outside now, Skye said, pulling me away. The backyard was strung with lights. People clustered in groups, talking and laughing. Someone had set up a cornhole game. Kids splashed in a pool. It felt comfortable. Real. Over the next few hours, I met what felt like 50 people. Cousins and friends and neighbors. Everyone was friendly and welcoming, and several people made a point of telling me they'd heard good things about me. You've been talking about me, I said to Skye when we finally had a moment alone. Maybe a little. What did you say? That you're kind, that you make me laugh, that you put up with my insanity. She wrapped her arms around my waist. That I'm falling for you. My heart did something complicated. You are? Yeah, I think I already have. Fallen. I pulled her closer. Good, because I'm falling for you too. She kissed me, and somewhere nearby someone whistled. We pulled apart to find Madison watching with a satisfied smile. I told you, she said to someone next to her. Engaged by Christmas. It's not even September, Skye protested. I'm calling it now. Later that night, after we'd eaten and played games and talked to what felt like 100 people, Skye and I ended up sitting on a bench at the edge of the yard. The party was still going, but we'd found a quiet corner. Thank you for bringing me, I said. Thank you for coming. I know it's a lot, meeting everyone. It's not too much, it's nice. I laced my fingers through hers. Your family's great. They really like you, you know. My mom called me last week just to tell me she approves. Of me? Of us. She rested her head on my shoulder. She said you're good for me, that I seem lighter. Do you feel lighter? Yeah, I do. She was quiet for a moment. I used to think being strong meant doing everything alone, not needing anyone. But that's not strength. That's just being scared. What changed? You, us, realizing that letting someone in doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave. I kissed her temple. You're one of the bravest people I know. Even when I cancel plans and work too much and forget to text back? Especially then. Because you keep showing up. You keep trying. That takes courage. She turned to look at me, and in the dim backyard lights, her eyes were shiny. I love you, Jake. The words hung between us. Simple. True. Terrifying. I love you too, I said, and it felt like the easiest and hardest thing I'd ever said. She kissed me, and I could feel her smiling against my lips. When we pulled apart, she was full on grinning. That's the first time I've said that and meant it, she said. Really? I told Trevor I loved him, but I don't think I actually did. I think I loved the idea of him, the perfect relationship, the impressive boyfriend, all of that. She squeezed my hand. But with you, it's real. You're real. So are you. We sat there for a while longer, watching the party wind down, holding hands, and neither of us needed to say anything else. Sometimes, the best moments are the quiet ones, the ones where you just exist together, and that's enough. Marcus found us eventually. You two ready to head back? Yeah, I said, standing and pulling Skye up with me. On the drive home, crammed in the back seat with Skye curled against me, I thought about how we'd gotten here. A stranger walking into my coffee shop with an impossible request. A fake wedding date that felt too real. Canceled plans and hard conversations, and learning to let someone in. It wasn't the kind of love story you see in movies. There was no dramatic gesture or perfect moment. Just two people choosing each other over and over again. Choosing to show up even when it was hard. Choosing to try even when they didn't know how. When we dropped Marcus off and then pulled up to my apartment, Skye turned to me. Can I stay? She asked. You have to ask? I don't want to assume. Skye, you never have to ask. My place is your place. She smiled, and we went upstairs together. She'd left some clothes in my dresser over the past few weeks. A toothbrush in my bathroom. Little pieces of her life mixing with mine. We got ready for bed in comfortable silence. When we finally settled under the covers, she pressed close to me. Jake? Yeah? I'm glad I walked into your coffee shop. Me too. Even though I was kind of insane. Especially because you were kind of insane. She laughed and kissed my shoulder. Good night, Jake. Good night, Skye. I lay there in the dark, listening to her breathe, and thought about everything that had changed in just a few months. I'd gone from being alone and okay with it, to being with someone, and realizing okay wasn't enough. I wanted more than okay. I wanted this. Us. The messy, complicated, beautiful reality of choosing someone every day. And as I drifted off to sleep, Skye's warmth against me, and I knew with absolute certainty that this was just the beginning. Because the best kind of love isn't the kind that happens all at once. It's the kind that builds slowly. The kind you choose and choose and choose again. The kind that starts with a stranger asking for help and ends with two people who can't imagine their lives without each other. We had hard days ahead, I knew that. More canceled plans and work stress and moments of doubt. But we also had Thursday nights and lazy Sunday mornings and the quiet comfort of knowing someone sees you, really sees you, and loves you anyway. That's what made it real. That's what made it worth it. And that's what made me sure even this early that Skye wasn't just someone I was dating. She was someone I wanted to build a life with. One coffee, one conversation, one day at a time.